It is 2 in the morning. You are not sick. There is nothing physically wrong right now. You are just lying there, staring at the ceiling, or the wall, or nothing. And your brain will not stop. It is not solving anything. It is not going anywhere. It is just running, looping, pulling things out and turning them over. That conversation from earlier, the thing you said that landed wrong. The way someone looked at you and you could not tell what it meant. That girl, what she thinks, what she meant. What it means that she has not texted back, whether you said too much, whether you said too little, whether you came across the way you wanted to. And the worst part, none of it is going anywhere. You are not working through it. You are just spinning on the same thoughts for the 4th hour in a row. There is a reason this happens at night, and it is worth understanding. During the day you have things, places to be, people to talk to, a phone to look at. The noise keeps your brain occupied. It gives the anxiety somewhere to hide. But the second you get horizontal, the noise stops. The structure disappears. And everything you were out running all day is suddenly just there, waiting in the room. Your brain did not create new problems at midnight. It just ran out of places to hide from the ones that were already there. The thoughts you are having right now were with you all day. You just could not hear them. This is not nighttime madness. This is daytime reality, with nowhere left to go. Let us start with a loud one. What other people think of you. During the day, you can keep this at arm's length. You can stay busy enough to outrun it. But at 2 in the morning, the defenses are down. The reasoning is slow, and the part of your brain wired to monitor your social standing is fully awake. So it starts pulling up files. That interaction this afternoon, did they seem off? Was there a pause before they responded? You go back through it frame by frame, looking for what you did wrong. And when you cannot find it, your brain concludes the problem must be deeper. Something about who you fundamentally are that you cannot see but everyone else can. The thought reaches back. It reinterprets old moments, finds evidence in things that seemed fine at the time. You are not reasoning anymore. You are building a case with a conclusion already written. That is what overthinking looks like from the inside. It feels like analysis. It is not. It is a scared brain pattern matching on incomplete information and calling the results facts. Here is what is actually true. Most people are not thinking about you the way you think they are. Not because you do not matter, but because they are doing exactly this right now. Lying awake, in their own version of this loop, worrying about what other people think of them. Everyone is the main character of their own anxiety. You are a supporting character in most people's version. That conversation you have been replaying for 3 hours. They forgot about it before they got to their car. That look you were trying to decode. They were thinking about something completely unrelated to you. That pause in the text. They got distracted, or did not know what to say yet. Your feelings are real. The threat your brain is defending against is mostly not there. The gap between how much you are thinking about them and how much they are thinking about you is enormous. At 2 in the morning, that gap is invisible. Because you only have access to your own side of it, and then there is the other one keeping you up. That girl, maybe she is someone you are into and you cannot tell if it goes both ways. Maybe she is someone you said something to and cannot stop wondering how she took it. Maybe she is someone you had something with and lost it. And now, you are lying here trying to figure out where it went. Like, if you think about it long enough, from enough angles, the answer will finally appear. It will not. Not tonight. Not like this. But you know that already, and you are doing it anyway. Because the thinking is not really about finding an answer. It is about feeling close to her. When you replay the good moments, she is there again. When you analyze what she said, you are back in that conversation. When you run the what-ifs, you are in the version of events where things went differently, where she is still here. Your brain found a way to keep her present, and it is using your sleep to do it. The painful part is that it feels useful, like you are working on something. But you are not getting closer to any resolution. You are just keeping the wound open, running your hands over it instead of letting it close. Every night you spend in this loop, is another night living in the past instead of resting for the future. Grief does not get processed through replaying. It gets processed through time. And through slowly choosing to stop going back. Here is something that might shift how you see this. Your brain is not broken. It is not being dramatic. It is doing something very old. And there is another layer to this that nobody talks about. You are not just replaying what happened. You are playing alternate versions of it. The version where you said something different, where it went better, where she smiled instead of going quiet. The version where you were smoother, calmer, less obviously nervous. You are directing a film in your head where you get to control the ending. And it is 3 a.m. and the film will not stop. But here is the thing about alternate versions. They are not real. They never were. You cannot perform better in a moment that already passed. You cannot go back. The only place that version exists is in your head. And the longer you live in it, the harder it is to live in the actual present. And somewhere in the middle of all this, the comparison starts. You start wondering if other people lie awake like this. If other people overthink this much. And it feels like the answer is no. Like everyone else just shuts off at night and sleeps fine. They do not. You just do not see their 2 in the morning. Nobody posts that. The people who look the most put together in the daylight are often running the same loop you are running right now. You are not uniquely unable to handle things. You are just aware of what is happening inside you. Some people are not. That is not the same as being okay. The part of your brain that monitors your social world, your relationships, your standing, it does not sleep. When you go still and horizontal, it actually gets louder. Because historically, stillness at night meant vulnerability. So it runs checks. Is everything okay? Is the relationship stable? Did anything happen today that puts you at risk? If there is any uncertainty in any of those answers, it flags it, pulls it up, makes you look at it again. It is not trying to torture you. It genuinely believes it is keeping you safe. It just has no idea the threat is social awkwardness and not something with teeth. And your rational brain, the part that can put things in context, is too tired at midnight to manage it. So the ancient part runs unchecked. Catastrophizing. Treating a weird vibe like an emergency. That urgency is not information. It is just what a tired threat response feels like, with nothing to push back against it. And it is not just mental. The body follows. Cortisol goes up, heart rate increases slightly. Muscles hold just a little tension. Your body is preparing for something to happen, and then nothing happens. But the signal does not cancel. So you lie there wired and exhausted at the same time. And then the clock watching starts. If I fall asleep right now, I get 5 hours. Now 4.5. Now 4. And every calculation makes it worse. Because now there is a deadline on top of everything else. The silence at night is not the problem. It is just honest. During the day, the noise tells you who you are. The rhythm gives you a role to play. At night, there is no role. There is just you, and whatever you have been avoiding. And that can feel terrifying if what you have been avoiding is something real. But it can also be the most useful thing if you let it be. The thoughts that come at 2 in the morning are often the truest ones, not the most rational, but the truest. They are the ones you're filtered. Performing daytime self does not have time for. You do not have to solve them right now, but they are worth paying attention to when the sun comes up. Here is the thing underneath all of it. You are not actually trying to decode that look or figure out why she has not texted. You are looking for certainty. A guarantee that you are okay. That nothing is broken beyond repair. That she still thinks well of you. Or that the version of you that showed up today was acceptable. And the reason the thinking never stops is because it never finds what it is looking for. Because that kind of certainty does not exist. You cannot think your way into knowing how another person feels. The thinking is searching for something that thinking cannot provide. So it just keeps going. Understanding that does not make the thoughts stop, but it changes your relationship to them. Instead of following the thought wherever it wants to take you, you can just name it. There it is. The part of my brain looking for certainty it will never find. You do not have to treat it like a real investigation. You can just let it be there. So, What actually helps? Not the obvious stuff. First, stop fighting the thoughts. The harder you try to stop thinking about something, the louder it gets. That is just how the mind works. Stop trying to suppress it. Let the thought be in the room. Do not follow it. Do not engage it. Just let it exist. You are not agreeing with it. You are just declining to chase it. Second, give your brain something else to attach to. A podcast on low volume, an audiobook. Something slow and boring. Not something emotional. Not music with lyrics. Something that needs just enough attention to occupy your brain without feeding the anxiety. Third, your exhale is a direct line to your nervous system. Breathe in for 4 counts. Out for 6 or 7. Longer out than in. This tells your body the threat has passed, that it can stand down. Do it for 2 minutes before you decide it is not working. Fourth, if you are still wired after 20 minutes, get up. Sit somewhere dark and quiet. No phone, no bright light. Just sit for 10 minutes and let your nervous system realize nothing is actually happening. Then go back to bed. Usually it works. Letting go is not something you do once. It is not a decision you make, and then it is done. It is something you practice. Every time the thought comes, you notice it. You do not chase it, you let it pass. And then it comes again, and you do the same thing. And slowly, over days and weeks, the gap between thoughts gets longer. Not because you fixed anything, not because you got an answer, but because you stopped feeding it. That is the only way this actually moves. Not through resolution, through release. But here is the real thing underneath all of this. The reason you lie awake, worrying about what other people think, is not a flaw. It is because you care about how you show up. About whether you treated people right. About whether the people who matter to you still care back. That is the same thing that makes you a good person to be around. It just gets loud at night when there is nothing to balance it. And that girl taking up this much space at this hour. That also says something real about you. It says you feel things with some depth, that when something connects, it actually connects. That you are not someone who moves through life without caring what happens. That is not a problem to fix. That is just who you are. But if this is most nights, and not just tonight, something is asking for your attention during the day that you are not giving it. The nighttime loop is not the problem. It is the symptom. Something unresolved. A conversation you are avoiding. A decision you are leaving suspended, because making it means admitting something uncomfortable. Your brain cannot get your attention during the day, so it waits until you are still, and then it brings you the thing. The question is not, how do I make this stop? It is, what is this actually about? And what would it look like to move on it? Not tonight, tomorrow, when the light is back and the rational brain is online. You are not broken for lying here like this. Other people are doing exactly this right now. In other rooms, in other cities, the same ceiling, the same loop. This is just what being human feels like sometimes. A brain very good at keeping you safe, and very bad at knowing when to stop. Tonight, you do not have to fix anything. You do not have to figure out what she thinks. You do not have to resolve today. You do not have to arrive anywhere. You just have to get through tonight. The thoughts that matter will still be there in the morning. Everything worth thinking about survives until morning. So breathe out slowly. Let the room be quiet. Nothing needs to be solved tonight. You are okay. And tomorrow, you will still be okay. Just rest.